podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello everyone. The first Under-19 Women's Cricket World Cup is due to start on Saturday the 14th of January in South Africa. England off-spinner Emma Marlow joined me before she left to talk about what the competition means to her and women's cricket. Sue Strachan, who is Scotland's women's tour manager and going to South Africa as the Scotland Under-19 medical liaison officer, also joined in to give her views on their chances at this historic tournament for the women's game. Hello, Emma. Welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Thank you for having me.
And did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was nice. Very chill, few family, but yeah, nice before we get off to have a bit of downtime.
Well, you're going to have plenty to do shortly. How excited are you about going off to the Women's Under-19 T20 World Cup in South Africa?
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. I think, this is the first one of its kind. So to be part of that 15 that are getting the chance to fly across is pretty amazing. And I think, something I had in mind at the start of the season, but it was just, it was there. It could happen, might not happen. And now to be flying in a week is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Have you played cricket abroad before?
No, never. So yeah, first time. So it's going to be a pretty cool experience.
And you've also just got a professional cricket contract as well with the Northern Diamonds.
Yeah, dream job, isn't it? Although I feel like it wasn't really a dream because it wasn't really an option. I think 3 years ago before any of these domestic contracts were in place, it was just, you had to play for England or that it wasn't a full-time career option. But now to have 10 of us at Diamonds, to have it as a full-time job is mind-blowing.
So have you just finished school as well?
Yeah, I finished my A-levels in July. I've deferred my uni place. Whether I'll be taking that offer up is to be decided. But yeah, just sort of living in the moment, I guess, and just taking this opportunity while I've got it.
Yeah, definitely do that. And about the World Cup, have you actually got your kit now?
Yes, yeah, all kitted up, got the playing kits, had a nice little shirt presentation just at one of the training camps. So we were probably most excited about that going down. But yeah, it's to wear the badge is pretty special.
And have you got your own number as well?
Yeah, we had to submit our numbers, what we wanted. I managed to get my first choice. 7 is what I play with at Diamond, so I thought I'd go with that. It's been pretty good so far, so why change it?
Oh, well, being an old traditionalist here, it's great to see someone in a number shirt less than 11 or, up to 11.
Yeah, there's a few higher ones, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see your surname and your number on the back of an England shirt, isn't it?
Certainly is. Well, before talking more about the World Cup, I just wanted to talk about your actual cricket career. And you were a bit of a late starter, is that not right?
Yeah, I reckon I was sort of 11-ish, so sort of end of primary school, start of secondary. When I picked it up, I'd done a bit of scoring for our village third team, I think, because my dad played in that, and then just happened to get involved with the boys team there. Did a bit of panel ladies. One of the coaches there, Dave Wood, was really good, and he got me sort of into the system in terms of the North Yorkshire stuff. And then it's since there, well, not even since there, it's really been the past sort of 2 years that have been the big whirlwind, getting into the academy for that first year. And then having our coach Courtney there was brilliant, and she's probably got me where I am today in terms of the contract and the Rocket stuff. I mean, this last year, I don't think I could have asked for much more.
No, you've done a lot in the last couple of years, haven't you? Were you always an off spinner from the start?
Yeah, I was actually. I genuinely can't remember bowling seam. I don't really know how I got into bowling spin, but yeah, always an off spinner.
One question I wanted to ask was that we had lockdown in the summer of 2020, and as a young person, how did that, affect you cricket-wise? Not being able to go out, cooped up in the house, schooling as well.
Yeah, I think it was quite tough, and that's obviously quite a big year, being year 11, about to do your exams. You're sort of prepping for that. But I guess it did give me some opportunity as well in terms of playing some RDC games, which is the old academies, players down with COVID, and being able to come in there and into the Yorkshire women's side. So I guess it did give me some opportunities in a way as well.
As you said, 2022 was a real breakthrough year for you, moving from the Northern Diamonds Academy to the full side and playing in the Charlotte Edwards Cup and the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy.
Yeah, it was massive. I think it was quite unexpected. We'd a couple of us had been training with the seniors a little bit over the winter, just as a bit of extra. And me and Phoebe Turner got called up to the squad at probably January time. But, we probably didn't think we'd play, well, particularly in the Charlotte Edwards, maybe get a game around the back end of the season. There are a few injuries picked up. But, to be handed my debut in that first T20 was very unexpected. But, it was a great opportunity, and I think I took it fairly well.
Yeah, you certainly did. You opened the bowling and you bowled 4 overs, 2 for 12, and you got Tammy Beaumont out, England opening batsman, and also Catherine Bryce, who's been on this podcast 2 or 3 times, a Scottish international.
Yeah, I'd take that. I think if someone had offered me it, I didn't really expect. Well, I'd done a bit of opening the bowling in the warm-up games, and it's what I'd done the previous year. But it was, I'd done my warm-up in between innings, and I'd walked off, and Holly had just said, "Oh yeah, you're opening." I was like, "Okay, cool." But I think she's been such a good influence this season. Like, it's very clear that she backs you on the field. She's not just going to give me the ball when we've won or we've lost. Like, she's backed me to open the bowling and bowling like those crucial scenarios, I guess. So it's just been really, really good to be backed by such a senior player.
And how daunting was it playing with and against internationals?
Yeah, I think bowling at Tammy that first over was quite scary. I mean, I bowled an absolute rank half tracker first ball to Marie, but thankfully managed to find my areas after that. But I think it's just a good challenge, isn't it? And even to just get the opportunity to play against such good players, it really shows how the standard's gone up, I guess, in these last 3 years.
And you're playing with players like Lauren Winfield Hill and Nat Sibber as well.
Yeah, that's been massive as well. Obviously, only played a couple of games in that, but that's pretty mad to think about, that someone I've been watching on TV, I guess, the last few years. And Loz has been such a help as well. So experienced, and to have her behind the stumps is always really brilliant and helpful.
Well, you got 9 wickets in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, and then in the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy, 7 wickets, and also you got to win the competition at Lord's. Yeah,
that was a pretty good day. I sort of struggled in the back half of the season. Well, the back half of the Heyhoe Flint, I think, coming back from the 100, having not played any cricket, was quite tricky. But to finish it at Lord's, just the sort of dream venue, isn't it? And to win in such a tense game against a team that have beaten us a few times in finals was very special. And to have players that I've played with for a couple of years and family members there, it was a pretty cool day.
Yeah, the Southern Vipers win everything, don't they? So to beat them,
yeah, that was nice. I'd like to think everyone was backing us that day after. They've won too much, and it was really nice to beat them after seeing especially some of the girls that have played those 3 finals, to sort of see them finally be able to win. Yeah, it was a really nice moment.
And you're also part of the 100. You were in the Trent Rockets squad, and then you were playing with, I read, your hero, Catherine Brunt, or part of the squad with Catherine Brunt. What was that like?
Yeah, that was cool. Again, unexpected. I think I got the call after the T20 comp, sort of July time. I think it was an immediate yes, obviously. And, obviously would have wanted to play, but just to be around that caliber of player like Catherine and some of the overseas like Kingy and Elise Villani, like they're all so experienced. So just, you pick up various bits off them, and then some of the coaches as well, also very experienced. So yeah, it was just an amazing opportunity in such a big tournament.
So you were netting with them. Did you get to go on the field occasionally? No,
well, I ran the drink onto the field. I played in the warm-up games. So I played a little bit with a few of them. But yeah, no, it was a good month.
But hopefully 2023, part of the side again?
Yeah, that's the aim, hopefully get some game time in the comp next year and hopefully win it would be the aim. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, the Trent Rockets got to the last 3 this year, didn't they? So let's hope for 2023. But let's talk about the Under-19 World Cup. The first Under-19 World Cup for women. The men had their first back in 1988. Starts on the 14th of January. The finals on the 29th of January. England are in a group with Pakistan, Rwanda and Zimbabwe. Have you got any practice games or warm-up games before the competition starts for England on the 15th of January?
Yeah, we're 2 warm-up games against Indonesia and the West Indies, so that would be a good chance. Obviously, we've not played together as a team. I've played with a couple of people in the squad, but it'd be nice to get a run out all together and just figure out and try and gel as a team, I guess, before the actual comp starts.
Because once the competition starts, you potentially, if England get to the final, you're going to play a lot of matches in a very short period of time. I think it's 8 matches.
Yeah, no, it's a very quick tournament, and I think the team that can deal with that the best is going to come out well. And I think we've had decent exposure to that. I mean, sometimes you would have 3 games in a week with the Charlotte Edwards stuff. So I think all the regional competition has served as good preparation, hopefully, for the tournament.
And how important do you think the competition is to women's cricket?
It's massive. I mean, first of its kind. I think we've seen women's cricket grow massively these past, 5 years. That final at the MCG with 80,000 or something. To watch a women's cricket match is just unbelievable, considering some of the games we've played in Rose's fixtures where there's been about 10 people there. But it's come such a long way, and just women's sport in general. Obviously, the Euros final has generated so much support and engagement with women's sport, and hopefully we can drive that and try and inspire some of the younger generations by ideally bringing home a trophy, but if not, trying to contribute to the game and just encourage more and more young girls to take up cricket and aspire to be professionals and have it as a career path.
Let's hear what Scotland's Sue Strachan had to say about this first Under-19 Women's World Cup.
I think it's another landmark, of which there have been many over the last recent years, but there's been I don't know how long there's been a men's Under-19s, but this will be the first ever. And this not only gives young female cricketers from around the world something to aim for that isn't just senior status and representing their country at senior level, but gives them that opportunity and that aspiration to represent at Under-19 level. as part of their development. But it also gives the message that cricket really is looking to try and progress some gender equality. There's been a lot of talk about gender equality, but some of us have felt that the actions have lagged behind the talk. And it's good to see something really positive and practical happening for the women's game. And for the young women that have the opportunity to play in it, it's just a fabulous opportunity. And I hope they all just grab it with both hands and shake all the fun they can out of it.
And how important is it for Scotland?
Well, for us, this will be the first female Scottish team that has qualified for a World Cup ever. So we had to qualify, of course. We're not one of the 11 higher ranked senior nations whose under-19s team got automatic qualification. That's probably a whole other discussion which we could have. But as it is, we had to qualify. We had to beat the Netherlands to get through into this World Cup. We're used to having to try and qualify. But they did it. You know, they went out there and they beat the Netherlands, and their prize is being the first women, although young women, the first women to represent Scotland at a World Cup. And that's huge. That helps our senior team by helping to develop our younger cricketers, but it also gives those even younger cricketers young role models to aspire to be. Because sometimes when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, people who are in their late 20s seem ancient, you know, and it's difficult to aspire to be them, perhaps, but it's much easier to aspire to be somebody who's a bit closer to you in age and who you identify more with. And so for young girls start taking up cricket or developing through our pathways, there's something really concrete for them to aim for. And for Scotland, what an opportunity. You know, we're in a group with India, we're in a group with South Africa, and we're in a group with UAE. What a great opportunity for these young cricketers to play against some of the best cricketers in the world and to really try and make their mark on the global stage.
So what do you think are England's chances in the competition?
Yeah, I'd like to think we've got a very good chance of winning it. We've got a number of girls that are professional in the squad, and everyone's been playing such a good standard of cricket. Even in the academy setups, the standard's been brilliant. Everyone's extremely talented, and I think, you know, if we can gel as a team, there's no reason we can't win it. Obviously, there are going to be some good sides. We know India and Australia are going to be strong. That's a given. I don't think we know much about the other ones. We're going in a little bit blind. You know, usually you've got a fair bit of analysis going into regional games, but you know, I think we're going to have to adapt and we're going to have to just play each game as it comes. But I think we're in it with a very good shot, hopefully.
Because there's quite a few of the players that, like yourself, who were either part of the 100, who actually played in the 100. There was two who played in for the Oval Invincibles in the final.
Yeah, you know, Rhea and Soph obviously got that experience of playing on the big stage in front of big crowds, so that'll only help us. Obviously, Scriv as well has done a fair bit at that level. So yeah, hopefully they can help contribute in terms of that experience, share that experience, give some advice to people that haven't necessarily played on that bigger stage. So yeah, that's going to be really crucial.
And you've got Lizzie Scott, who also plays for the Northern Diamonds as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know, we've been in the academy together the last couple of years, and obviously she played in those last few Heyhoe Flint games. So it's been really nice to be part of the squad together and obviously get the call. I think we were in Scarborough doing a training camp before the final when we found out. So that was really good to share that.
I guess you'd expect teams like India and Australia to be pretty strong. I mean, India captained by Shefali Verma.
Yeah, obviously that I think we've just seen that as a good opportunity. if we can defeat a side with that calibre of player, and I think it would show what a strong side we are. And obviously the Aussies have got a fair few with Big Bash experience. They've also been exposed to that big stage and big game. So yeah, it'll be a good challenge, but I think one we're looking forward to.
And you're in a group of 4, and then the top 3 then go through to the Super Sixes.
Yeah, it was quite confused by the.
I was quite confused looking it up. So so presumably that when you go through into the Super Sixes, you don't play the other 2 teams that you've already played again.
No, I'd assume not. So win the first 3 games, and we'll get to that. But yeah, it just seems like another sort of group stage by the looks of it. But yeah, it's such a short competition and such little games that it's essentially all knockout cricket, really. So yeah, it'll be hopefully get off to a good start and carry that momentum through.
Scotland, they're also playing in Group D with hosts South Africa, India, and the UAE. And this is what Sue Strachan had to say about their chances. And are you hopeful that Scotland could get out of the group? I know you're in with the powerhouses.
We're not going in there to do anything but win these games and grab every opportunity. And, the under-19 game, nobody really knows because there's never been an under-19 World Cup before. And 11 of these 16 teams have gained automatic qualification, so they haven't even had to qualify. So who knows how good they are, and who knows how good our team is compared to them. So, it's just a fabulous opportunity, and we will go there and we will try and win every game, no matter who we're playing.
And is it therefore difficult to pick out semi-finalists and a winner because of what you just said?
I think so. I mean, obviously, countries who have much bigger pathway programs and who have young cricketers playing, the likes of England, they have the Charlotte Edwards Cup and the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy, and they have young female cricketers playing in those competitions as well as in age group competitions, have a massive advantage over smaller countries like ours. But, it's T20 cricket. Anything can happen. If somebody bowls their best ball ever, it doesn't matter which batter it is they're bowling against, they can take their wicket. So, it's all to play for. And I don't think you can call it. And I think that's part of the joy of this competition because it's so new.
So as an off spinner in T20 cricket, how do you play it? Do you like to bowl at the front, the middle, the end?
Yeah, I think this past season I've bowled primarily in the power play and in those sort of first 10 overs. I've really enjoyed bowling the power play. I think it's a good opportunity, and you're seeing more and more spinners do that job. I think we've got plenty in the squad that can do that. But I see myself as being able to bowl in all phases, and I'd like to be able to do that job for the 19s when we get out there.
And do you light up when left-handers come in then?
Yeah, not as much as I should. But yeah, no, it's nice. I think it's, get it spinning past the outside edge is the aim there.
And have the under-19s, have you got a data analyst going with you?
Yeah, we've got Dan Patey works with the Blaze now. He's great. We've done loads of tactical sessions throughout the camps that have always been really entertaining. So he's been really good, and it'll be a good opportunity to work with him out there once we get some analysis in.
Yeah, I suppose with not knowing a lot about the other teams because they've not played before, a lot of the analysis is going to come from once you start playing and other teams start playing.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have to be, on the ball and make sure we're tuning into those other group games to get as much info as possible. But, you never want to sort of overload yourselves with information, which might not be possible. But I think we're always going to back our own skills. So whether we've got all the information in the world or absolutely nothing on a team like Rwanda, we're always going to back ourselves going into it.
Batting-wise, where do you see yourself batting in the side?
Hopefully I won't be needed. Pretty much everyone, well, literally everyone can bat. We've got a lot of talent in that department. So yeah, I'm happy to sit in the lower order, which is probably where I'll be. But yeah, if needed, hopefully go out there, give it a whack. But yeah, let the top order do the job.
Yeah, we don't need Nighthawks in a T20 game. So, your first game's on Sunday, the 15th of January, against Zimbabwe. I bet you can't wait to get started.
Yeah, I think, it's been a long winter of camps and regional training, so it'll be really nice to get out there to some nicer weather than this. And yeah, put the shirt on, sing the national anthem would be pretty cool. And yeah, just get out there on the team and be able to compete together.
Have you got parents and friends and family going?
My dad's going. Mother, unfortunately, has to stay here with my sister. But yeah, that'll be really nice to have him out there watching.
And they'll be able to watch on the ICC feed, presumably, of the games.
Yeah, but not quite sure where it's being streamed. If that is, then brilliant. You know more than me. But yeah, no, obviously everyone back home hopefully will be able to tune into that.
Well, the very best of luck in South Africa. A happy new year, and thank you very much for being on the Paddock and the Pavilion, and see if you can do what the Lionesses did in the summer and bring the trophy back home to England.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, hopefully we will bring it back in February.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, Emma.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to The Paddock and the Pavilion. You can download the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, Stitcher and Spotify.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at The Pad and Pav. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.